This all started around 3:30 in the afternoon at the federal courthouse in downtown Eugene. You can probably recognize now, this is now moved to the University of Oregon campus. They have a helpful acronym to know how to use one of these. It's called PASS. First, pull the pin, aim at the base of the fire, squeeze the trigger slowly, and sweep side to side. We're near the intersection of Friendly and 16th Avenue, just outside the fairgrounds. I'm going to take a step off camera here. As you can see, police are sweeping this scene, and just yards away, people are leaving the fair. Many people we spoke with say they had no idea something happened here until they walked out.
Albert James joins us from Olympia with a look at where lawmakers stand on a balanced budget and what's to come this weekend.
It really is crunch time for lawmakers who have until Sunday to pass a 2-year operating budget and the revenue bills that'll fund all that spending. Now, whether it's going up in a bucket truck or walking alongside nurses in a hospital, Connected Lane County is looking forward to partnering with more local organizations and businesses. Donaghy says there are a lot of factors that complicate bringing driver's ed back to schools, though partnerships with commercial driving schools could go a long way. Some business owners along this part of Highway 126 are still having to deal with the effects of the ice storm. Coming up on KZI 9 News at 5, hear from the owner of this store and restaurant behind me about the big challenge they're still having to deal with. Drivers through the JBLM work zone I spoke with say they support the idea of having a camera slow people down for safety, but a lot of them didn't even know a camera could be here. You haven't noticed that speed camera under the bridge before?
No, I have not. This is the first I've heard of it.
I haven't noticed the speed camera, hadn't been looking for it.
I've never seen it before. It just looks, again, what she said, kind of just looks like what is a part of the construction that is every day.
He says the governor isn't providing a clear sign of how much he'd accept in new taxes, complicating things for legislators.
It keeps forcing that exercise where you have to rework the budget, and it's a very intensive exercise. Every time the governor plays a game of go find another rock, it seems like we're heading towards a special session.
While other states have required some sort of fertility coverage, she's worried change is coming to Washington too late, if not at all.
Grains of sand are like slipping out of this hourglass. Every night I think about it. I think that it's one more day past the point that we're going to be able to have a family.
As there's misconceptions about how challenging it is to access.
When you hear that there's these things happening, quote unquote waste, fraud, or abuse, be curious about what that actually means and what those words mean, because these are human lives. We're more than just a data point or a number. We're human beings.
The young pilot saw the pivotal battle as just another exciting flight.
Well, the older guys recognized, hey, this is the end, you know, we're getting towards the end. To me, all I knew was, hot dog, I'm flying another mission.
Washington is going full speed ahead and putting a stop to habitual speeders. Governor Ferguson signed a bill into law today to require speed limiting devices for drivers with a history of excessive speeding.
In a follow-up tonight, reporter Albert James shows us how the technology will work.
What's behind this bill is, of course, a really simple goal, which is to save lives.
Under House Bill 1596 signed into law Monday afternoon, a person would have an intelligent speed assistance device installed on their car after getting their license suspended for reckless driving or excessive speeding, or if they've been ordered to have a device by a court. The device uses GPS technology to limit the car's acceleration so it can't go above the posted speed limit in the area it's in.
I can push my foot on the pedal as hard as I want to, and it just can't. It truly is technology that will save lives because it stops speeders in their tracks.
Democratic Prime Sponsor Mari Levitt says the law is a necessary step to curb a troubling increase in fatal accidents. State data shows fatal crashes have been on an upward trend since 2019, with a growing number of them involving speeding.
We're trying to save our neighbors from losing a loved one, or a parent from losing a child, or a child from losing a parent.
Levitt was particularly moved by a crash in King County last March that killed 38-year-old Andrea Smith Hudson and 3 children. Chase Jones, 18 at the time, was accused of causing the crash by driving well over 100 miles per hour in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. He was sentenced to over 17 years in prison last month.
For our situation, 4 lives could have been saved with this technology.
Smith Hudson's father, Ted, says he thought it would take years for the bill to make it into law, and the families forever changed by the King County crash are relieved to see positive change come from tragedy.
I don't know how you move forward except just put one step in front of the other and try to make our streets safer any way that we can.
The BEAM Act, named after the lives lost last March, goes into effect in January of 2029. In Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.
A Douglas County food bank has been teaming up with a delivery service for about a year now to send out their food boxes to people in need. It's as simple as ordering a pizza. KEZI 9 News reporter Albert James spoke with somebody who gets one of those food boxes delivered every month about why the service is so crucial.
It just makes it so much easier.
The Fish of Roseburg Food Pantry has been partnering with DoorDash to deliver food boxes to those who can't make it to the pantry. People call and request a delivery, and then the Fish team puts one together to send out with a driver.
We try to give a variety of beans and rice and the chicken broth and the tomatoes so they can make a variety of things that last longer for them.
Nearly 70 food boxes are delivered through DoorDash each month.
It is life-changing for them because many times without this option, without that grocery bag of food coming to them, they don't really have many other sources or resources that will let them sustain themselves over the course of a month.
I've been doing DoorDash since spring of 2020.
Driver Brad Strong grew up in Roseburg. He's picked up dozens of food pantry orders and says as a local, it's very rewarding to be able to help out those in need in his own community.
If I had to choose between which kind of orders, yeah, I definitely like these ones a lot more than just your standard restaurant pickup. They just, you get a little more out of them.
For people who rely on the Fish Food Pantry but can't physically make it here, getting food delivered to their doorstep is a big help.
All right, you're good to go.
You are awesome. You guys are a valuable asset. I thank you so much, and you show lots of compassion.
John Burning has used the delivery service over the last 6 months. He needs a wheelchair to get around and has a caregiver to take him to his appointments. He says getting food boxes delivered is a huge relief.
I think it's really awesome for those of us that aren't fortunate enough to be able to go and get them ourselves.
He says he gets a box with food for him and his dog that he's able to make last over a month.
I usually call them once a month, and they never hesitate. They make up the boxes and DoorDash delivers, and it works out perfect.
The Fish of Roseburg says they're looking forward to continuing the program and helping other food banks do something similar.
It was a substantial change for us. Again, we're celebrating our first year's anniversary. We plan and expect to continue this. We hope to keep this program and build it as a template for others that might be interested in doing it.
The Fish Food Pantry is a very good resource, and they are always happy to help, and they are very kind.
Reporting in Roseburg, Albert James, KEZI 9 News.